dancing, dancing, dancing.
Welcome, everyone, to another fun-filled, exciting episode of Altadena Talks. This is episode 305, and I am one of your co-hosts, Brian Bacchus.
I am Jamal Smith, and happy St. Patty's Day for all those that celebrate.
305 or 305? You know, I wasn't here yesterday. You know, I got to be literal and say something. Hi, everyone.
Oh.
Happy Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Look at his face. I love it. Hello, everybody.
You know that look where you're on camera and you want to say something, but you shouldn't? So, wait, you know what I've noticed? We are like the Simpsons.
I was off yesterday. I mean, I wasn't here yesterday, so that means I had to come on, be my literal self and say something cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
The funny thing is, our show has turned into the Simpsons.
The what?
Want to know how? You know how the Simpsons have a different intro every time?
Uh-huh.
If you go back and watch the beginning of every show, someone's always saying something right before the intro comes on.
Oh, yeah, like I was saying, dancing, dancing, dancing.
But it's funny. I've learned to you know what? That's the uniqueness of this show. You never know what you're going to get in the beginning.
Never know.
I have to admit, a couple times I've done it on purpose.
Oh, no, I know.
For the longest time, I didn't realize it did that.
Right.
And then I played it back. I'm like, oh, it caught those first 2 seconds. Like, uh-oh.
Right. Because you never know when the thing is going to start.
Yeah.
Right.
The problem. Because it sits there. Okay. And 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3. You're going to start already.
And I just said, oh, I got to push the button. Brian, Jamal said I already did. And I said, oh, okay. So any second we should be dancing, dance. I said dancing. And then I said dancing, dancing.
Now when you watch it when you come back, you're going to laugh.
Yeah. He said, want to get away, look. Right.
Yeah. Want to get away?
So happy St. Patty's Day. I have on pink, and I dare anybody, if I'm out and about today, to think about pinching me.
Girl, get you a little green sash. And don't you got some green you could just put on your bracelet or something? Don't you got a green bracelet?
Well, I am a Bailey, so we got some Irish. So maybe
well, then there you go. You can just use your last name as proof.
Bailey, right. You know what? You know what's funny about that? Sunday, I made cabbage and kale. Not corned beef, not like that, but cabbage. It was so daggone good, y'all.
So you was preamble.
I was ready. Ready. For the luck of the Irish. Anywho, so gentlemen, how was yesterday? What did you all go over? Was it a lot that you did this weekend?
You're frozen now, B. No, there wasn't a whole lot that we went over. I don't know why Brian is frozen right now.
Did you get that picture?
Oh, I did not. Hold on.
You know you got to get that picture. Oh, hold on. Oh, he's back. Oh, no, there it is. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what was happening yesterday. It was crazy. I was freezing. He was freezing. It was bananas. But
Mercury retrograde or something. Who knows?
Something crazy. But yeah, we didn't really do a lot over the weekend. He did a lot. I made it to that Monrovia Day event towards the end.
Okay.
But apparently it was really well attended. This is their third annual.
Third, right? Yeah.
And it's gotten better each time.
Good.
And I saw a young lady that actually does the jazz thing at the train station, and she's about to do her 5th one coming up in a couple months. So we'll probably announce that as well. It'll be a nice event for people to go to, hear some music, and kind of get away. How was your weekend?
Trying to think. It was good. Not eventful, but it was good. I had like a meeting Saturday at 10 to about 11:30, and then went to lunch with my daughter and Maddie, Madison Triplet, who was our Rose Queen a few years back.
Oh,
but,
okay.
like, her and Seth were really good friends growing up and went to Odyssey together and stuff. So anytime I see her, I'm like, Maddie! And so she was at church. I mean, she was at the meeting Saturday at church. And so we all went and had lunch, me and the girls, at Foothill Restaurant. Hadn't been there in a while. And so we did that. And then Sunday church, and came home and made some oven fried chicken, some mac and cheese, and some kale and cabbage. That was amazing.
Man,
Yeah.
it was burning over there.
And then I've been working in my garden and stuff a lot because, I need more soil. So I got, 10 bags last week. And I'm like, I still need 10 bags. But I went and got new black mulch yesterday to go around some of the plants in the front because, the mulch helps with the water. And went out and cut my grass about noonish yesterday because I wanted to. It wasn't too hot. You guys know I like the heat, and it was nice. Plus, it was a weird overcasty thing or whatever, high clouds. But
in the morning at least.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 100 by Thursday or Friday. So I was like, I need to make sure all my mulch is down so when I water, it's staying. And in my garden, like, get all my soil in, my additives to the soil, like the mushroom poop and cow manure, and put all this stuff. And then I got some marigolds yesterday because they haven't had marigolds anywhere until this week.
And why is that? It's just been popular. Everybody's been getting them.
No, Home Depot said they just weren't in yet. And Lowe's, when I went over there, they were like, we don't have them. I was like, okay. So I think maybe the shipments came in a little later than, normal. But for anybody that doesn't know, if you garden and you have any of the baracas, which are greens, cabbage, spinach, peppers, things like that. That's that family. Hornworms and aphids like that stuff, and they will come eat up your whole garden overnight, right?
Oh, that's why you get marigolds.
So marigolds are a natural plant that keeps that stuff away, the aphids and all that. And so I usually get a bunch and plant them. And so I finally ran out yesterday, and they had them. So I planted some yesterday, and I ran out this morning at about 9:45. I was like, oh, I have them out there. I forgot to plant them. So I went and planted them, and so they can start growing and then naturally repel those type of other insects that want to eat up the plants instead of me using a pesticide. Because the only thing I try to use is either Seven Dust or, and that sounds crazy, right? Like some kind of drug or whatever. Seven Dust or neem oil. And so I have a jug of neem oil I need to put in a spray bottle or whatever and spray. But that's what will keep all of those off too. And then having lots of marigolds. And then my beets that I planted a couple weeks ago are growing nicely. And I planted some onions last week, onion bulbs. And I was out there yesterday, and they're already coming up out the dirt. So I know, right? So I'm like,
well, they're regular onions or like scallions or green onions?
No, my green onions are the ones that grow 2-3 feet tall. I've had those for years, but these are a mixture of red, yellow, and the sweet, the regular white, yellow, and red, I think. So I got some bulbs. And then I have bulbs have you guys seen the new strawberries? I don't know if they're new, but kind of out here, but they're white instead of red. They look like a normal strawberry. And then
albino.
Exactly.
And they missing the pink pigment or something?
Yeah, are they missing some nutrients because of that though, I wonder?
I don't know if that's it or if they're just some hybrid thing that they put together, right? Because we know people will be like, oh, we'll mix this and this and come up with a fruit. But they will. That's how so many of our fruits are here nowadays, because people are like, oh, I want to make a new fruit. And that's what they do. So let me see if I can log on from my phone and go out there and I'll show you. And then I have like some asparagus bulbs to plant and some yams. I'm going to try that for the first time. So what you laughing at me?
Can I get to the yams? 3 yams. That song just popped up in my head.
It's so silly.
Oh, hey, I see my friend. Okay, so Jerry Johnson. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Let me tell you something about this guy. I'm gonna take about 2 minutes.
Did he come on last year sometime? No.
No. So Jerry Johnson is a really, 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 really great bowler.
Oh, nice.
And his daughter used to bowl on my team when Rick and the other Rick bowled when I lived up here.
Oh, in Vegas.
And that time everybody struck out in the 10th frame and we bowled a 300 together as I bowled my 300. It was the most awesomest time ever.
Oh, that's it.
And so Jerry used to always give me pointers. I'm always asking questions because people say, "Oh, you real good." I said, "Man, I could be better." So he would just tell me. He got me my natural stroke. Just relax. Just have fun with it. Just, because I was always mechanical. He said, "Start marching to the band and just walk."
I love that. You were overthinking.
No, you know what it is? It's because I was in the marching band.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
that's how I was walking from day one bowling. So this is since I was 18. I finally get the pointer in 2010. Like 35 years later, but hey, better late than never. But yeah, that was the most awesome time. I just wanted to say hi, Jared. Wait, he just said, hold on. Pop that up. I can't see it, Jamal. What did he just say? I just went into 2 Hall of Fames. Oh!
For bowling? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, I'm out here for 3 days, dude. Let's get together and have lunch or something. I would love to see. I'm going to send you my information on Messenger. Yeah, man, that dude's awesome. He's still bowling. He's about 97.
You know, a real deal pro bowler, but a Hall of Famer, too. That's dope.
Yeah. He's always cracking jokes, so I don't know if he caught that or not. Jerry looks like he could be 40.
Oh, nice. You got some
He's
good
got a daughter
genealogy.
that's 40. I think 35, 40, something like that. But yeah, then tell Nicole I said hello too. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good blast from the past when you can see somebody who was like your mentor. I don't really have too many. I got 2 mentors really, Jerry and Jamal.
Not my your mentor, dog.
See, I didn't want to go there, bro.
Okay,
you know how many times you've talked me off the ledge?
All right, we won't go.
I believe that.
Man, hey, this dude is always, he reminds me of Jor-El.
Let's go back to bowling, please. It's all good.
See, he's being like me now.
Exactly. Can't give none of y'all some compliments, y'all.
I received that. I appreciate it. We don't need to go into depth, though. You and I can know the details.
Don't put it on blast.
It's all good. But nah, man, friends for life, brothers for life. You know how it is. They want to see each other succeed. That's what it's about.
Let me see if I can find these. I'm gonna go outside, so I'm gonna be off of this one. I'm gonna log in on my phone. But wait, I want to do my
Why do you keep freezing, Brian? Are you looking at another monitor?
Can you see out here?
Yep.
So these are the marigolds I just planted this morning. Because these are my greens and I don't want them eaten up by all the aphids. These are other greens. They're in various stages, right? These are the ones that are taller than me. You guys saw these. Then I've got more marigolds. Then I need to plant this basil. I'm going to probably plant it over here by my kale, but I got to come and clean up all these weeds and get rid of them. And then this is my kale. This bed I cleaned out, so I got to do some more cleaning and then line it. And clean this one and line it, and then I'll put those down. But these are the bulbs of the onions that I bought. It's this blend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'll go over there and show you where they're starting to come up. I also bought these recently, the sweet potatoes. So I'm going to plant those bulbs. These are sweet potatoes, but they're the plant. These are the asparagus. So I'm going to plant those in the next day or two. I got regular Yukon Gold potatoes because I love those. Those are my favorite potatoes. But these are the white Carolina strawberries. Can you see that? Wait, I got it in the sun.
No, we can see it.
Okay.
So
So,
the red is like where the seed used to be.
yes.
Ah,
And they're called
that's
white
interesting.
Carolinas. I'm going to plant those. But they love full sun, so I'll put them out of here. But this is what they look like when they're done. I actually saw some in Trader Joe's last week. Like, you could buy and eat them. And I was like, wow, what a trip. But these are my green onions. Remember I said how tall they grow? And they're thick, like the size of my middle finger or whatever. So these are my green onions. And I cut them down, but I never pull the bulb out. I just go to here and pick them off. That's my rosemary. I got to straighten it up because it's tilted. I don't know why. And then these are my old plants. I'm actually gonna pull them now because these are fully dead. But these are more of my red peppers. And then I've got some yellow peppers. That's an orange pepper right there and right there. So I plant the marigolds in between them. That's marigold. This one is still.
Those peppers are bell peppers or are they hot peppers? Oh, okay.
No, bell peppers. So these are the two reds over here. And then this and this are yellow. That's, I think, an orange. This is a yellow. And then this is a sweet banana pepper. Because I do like pepperoncinis. And then this is what I just planted, the onions. Remember I showed you so I literally planted them probably over the weekend. And they're coming up here. And here, they're coming up here. This one's really coming up. And then these are the beets I planted like a week and a half ago. So I have a lot more beets pretty soon. I love beets in my smoothies. And then one, apparently, when I planted it, fell out into the ground. So this is going to be some beets. Sometimes the seeds fall.
Yeah.
Or they'll travel on their own. But it's down in there. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to have some beets down there too.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to grow wherever we can.
Exactly. And then, these are my giant calla lilies, which I just love. And right before Easter, they all come up. But I'll show you what I did yesterday. I got to walk out to the front. When I said I was out here cutting the grass and doing the mulch. I got 6 bags of mulch. I got to go back and get at least 6 more today. Because this is what I put down yesterday around the plants because I know it's going to be hot. But from the 6 bags, this is where it stops, literally. Because all this now I have to go get more mulch for. So I did about half of this bed with mulch. And then I cut the grass, which is crazy because my grass is growing so crazy right now that if I don't cut it once a week, it looks like it's been 2 months high. It's like, yeah. And I don't like it. Like all of this, I had to spray because that's weeds. And I was like, I can't.
It looks like a walkway.
Like it is.
Put some pavers down there or something.
I had some and I didn't like how they were, so I pulled them up. So I'm going to redo them. But yeah, that's what was there. And now weeds are growing. So I sprayed them. But see, I've got to get out here and weed eat and then get all the weeds up because we had so much rain that the weeds have had a field day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so this is all stuff that these were the onions, so they're coming up. But all the rest of this stuff I'm gonna be planting soon to go with everything else. So potatoes, asparagus, sweet potatoes, and those white Carolina strawberries. That's gonna be very interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, they look bizarre, but I bet they taste good.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, I wanted to log off so I wasn't on both. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out with those things. But that's why I was planting the marigolds, because when you have stuff like the kale, the greens, the green onions or onions are good to plant around those baracas, that group also. But marigolds will definitely keep it where I can just be organic. And so I got to get more dirt, especially in where the greens are. But and I probably bought 10 bags of dirt So when I first started gardening a few years ago, I didn't realize that once I buried down in the ground, I had to go get dirt every year and a half because it settles.
Compacts, yeah.
And it just compacts every year. And I'm like it's disappearing. Where'd the dirt go? So
and it doesn't go as far as you think it'll go. Like when you buy a bag, you think, oh, I only need, just like what you did. You're like, oh, I only need this much. And then you're like, wait a minute, I need double that because it don't spread as well as you think.
Yeah, so the 6 bags of mulch I put down yesterday, I think there's one left in the car. I got to do that one today, but I will definitely have to go back and get 6 to 8 more just to fill in that bed. And then the dirt, I've got at least 10. But you know what? I didn't do new dirt last year, so I did 2 years ago. So no wonder I need all new dirt this year. And that's fine. It's just like, if I want my stuff to grow and grow right, and I love it because I wind up having so much that I can take some to my parents and give to friends, and and I can definitely have all the veggies and stuff I need. I always have like an abundance. So, but it's nice having a garden. And when I want to go and make rosemary butter or use rosemary to cook, I literally just go out back. Or if I need new green onions, I just go clip them. And all of those that I need to cut now, I'll cut. And I'll probably cut them in half because they're so tall and give some to my mom and, other people that love them. Same I do with greens because I can never eat all the greens that I grow.
Yeah, there's a lot that grows on those bushes or whatever they call it.
Yeah, they're like trees. They're stalks. They grow up like as tall as me. And then, so it's going to be interesting to see the onions. I know how the beets grow because I've had those a couple years now, but and then my mint, mint grows wild if you don't contain it. That's why I have it in that one area, and I've kind of let it die off so I can thin it out. Because even if I thin it out, it's still going to grow. And then I've learned a lot about the volunteers. That's the seed, like that one that dropped. So every year, these plants reseed themselves, and like I had to pull all the basil because one year I planted a little one like you see that was out there that I'm going to plant this week. The next year I had 10 basil plants because when winds come and it's seeding, because they look like they totally die in the winter. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get a whole new plant because it grew really huge and beautifully. It didn't fully die because the next season I had 10 basil plants and I was literally digging them up and giving them to people like, can you please come get a basil plant? Because I have too many. I have too much basil. So I've learned a lot, and it's called volunteers. And I was like, what's a volunteer? Just like my milkweed. I planted one little milkweed. Now I have 4 or 5 because in the spring or whenever, we get winds, when they're seeding, they go and they voluntarily just fly wherever and you see them in your yard. But if I also get more milkweed, I probably have 4 out there right now. I make sure they're watered. I make sure that they have plenty of whatever because that's when I wind up with all the butterflies every year.
I'm gonna step away real quick, like I had mentioned. Okay. I'll be right back.
Oh, so I'm gonna be talking to myself.
Yeah, I think Brian's trying to come back, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I will talk to you all for a quick second. If any of you all have any gardening tips or if you have any gardening questions, ask me. If I know, I will tell you. One thing that about a year ago, they laughed at me because we were on and I got real excited. I ordered this fertilizer called alpaca poop. Literally, it's alpacas that it's their poop, like cow manure or whatever. And it is one of the best fertilizers you can get for a garden. So you can either get it and put it in water, the clumps, and then make like a tea out of it, put it in the sun. That's what I do. And then fertilize, or just put the pellets. Sometimes I'll open with my gloves on and put some in through the dirt and mix it in. And as it's watered, it just really does an amazing job with fertilizing. Trying to think of any other. Make sure if you're going to start gardening and you decide to plant something, you read what it says about whether it needs full sun, partial sun, 4 hours or 6 hours or whatever it is, but make sure you really heed that, because if you don't, potentially you will have some problems. So you definitely don't want to do that. Are there any animals that eat from your garden? Meaning, like, do they come and grab some of my food and go, like when it's out there? So no, but what I have done is so when I start my gardens, I lay down first chicken wire on top of the just raw dirt. And I have those blocks that I put the wood in between. So I lay out chicken wire and I cut it to the full size. That way, if there were any gophers underneath, and I've never had a problem with gophers front or back or anything, but in case, they don't come up because they can't get through that chicken wire. Then I lay cardboard down because cardboard is really good. It disintegrates over time. Then I lay the black weed fabric down, and sometimes I'll layer another cardboard, another black fabric. And then I put all the dirt. But even sometimes before that, you can put some big rocks or sticks, a bunch of wood sticks, because it helps with drainage. And then you go and get the dirt. And I mix organic gardening bed dirt. I don't use Miracle-Gro. My daughter and somebody else was like, Miracle-Gro puts stuff in it you don't want in your garden. And I don't know what that is, but I stay away from Miracle-Gro. But I do use organic. I think it's by this company called Kellogg. And it's a striped bag of organic raised bed, dirt. And I'll get a bunch of those bags, and then I'll get the mushroom poop. And they literally have it now at Home Depot. I didn't see it there last year, but I saw it last week and got a couple bags. And then I'll get a bag of cow manure, and I'll mix them all together. And then that's how I and then later I'll add alpaca poop or something throughout the season, just because it really helps keep everything together, right? And gives the right nutrients and stuff. Epsom salt, I found out, is really, really good for your plants too. Just plain Epsom salt they like. And so I'll sprinkle that throughout the season to help with like a fertilizer, or giving it the nitric acid or whatever it is. And then eggshells. I don't throw away eggshells. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I'll crush them all with a mallet, and I'll just sprinkle them all over and mix them in with the dirt. But what I have had to do, Marcus, is put plastic forks upside down so that the prong part of the fork is sticking up. And because cats, which I cannot stand, and I was out this morning planting some marigolds and found cat poop over by my bell peppers. So I just covered it with some dirt.
What I come into?
And later on, giving like gardening stuff. And later on, I will put some forks out there, because if cats are trying to roam your garden and they step on a fork, they're not happy or whatever. So a lot of times I'll have tons of forks, just, the plastic forks sticking up. But any other animals that come and eat from my garden, I have not had. Now, squirrels will come eat the oranges off my orange trees at times. But I haven't had any that come and have torn up or whatever. And it's weird because you just learn, you Google stuff. A few years ago, I had joined, and I'm probably part of this group on Facebook still, but haven't gotten on it lately. But there was a group called Black Women Who Garden or something like that. And the majority of these women are in the South and grew up gardening with parents or grandparents that, if didn't have a huge farm, had something. But they're also in places where they garden, and they got pictures on there of, went out to get eggs, and the snake was wrapped around all the eggs. And I'm like, because I was going to get some chickens last year and build a chicken coop. And once I started doing all my research and realized that chickens and eggs attract snakes, I was like, no, I'm good. Because I'll go outside with one of my pistols every day, and if I see a snake, I'm shooting it. I'm not going to sit here and be scared or nothing. I'm taking a gun out with me straight up, and I'm going to just kill it. But the likelihood of it could be trying to get in, like, even with that, I had researched how to build my chicken coop, because you got to dig down at least 6 to 12 inches into the dirt, wherever it's going to be, and put cinder blocks. And then how you build up above that is like how you prevent them. And then for air for them, you get the chicken wire that's really, really, really small, where a snake can't just go through or whatever. But I was still like, no, because again, if I happen to go outside and I see a snake, like, I don't want to, every time I go in my backyard, have to have a pistol on me, right? And so I was like, maybe I just shouldn't have a chicken coop. Right. Right. Because my neighbors would be like, Toni, we heard another gunshot. Because one day I shot at a cat. And one of my neighbors was like, what was that? I said, me, because the cat was in my backyard. And he just cracked up. He said, you for real about not liking cats, and you do not play about your gun. I said, I'm not going to play with no cats or nothing that should not be in my backyard. I'm going to shoot it. So, and of course I shot.
Camera. It shouldn't have been over here.
I shot where it wouldn't go into anybody's windows or nothing, like down towards the ground. It was on the ground type thing. But yeah, so I decided against the chicken coop because I don't want to attract snakes. But other animals or whatever, Marcus, no, there have not been. I'm fortunate, other than birds, because birds come from above. And when I walked out to throw something in the trash yesterday evening, a bird was leaving from sitting on my greens, the tall one that's about 6 feet tall. I was like, oh, and he ran off. But they like, I see holes in my greens because of the birds.
You're gonna be like that old lady that come out, get out of the yard.
And then this is what I always tell people. Some butterflies are good. You want butterflies, coming in your garden and stuff. That means you have a good garden. But what people think are the cute little white butterflies, I found out they are not. And they flitter real fast, their wings, and they're about so big. They're actually cabbage moths. And if you grow cabbage, kale, greens, any of the stuff like I'm growing, those are the worst enemies in your garden because they will come and they will eat up. They'll have holes. What they'll do, they'll lay the cabbage worms, and they usually go under the bottom of the plant, of the leaf. And then next thing you know, you got holes in all your stuff. And so when I see them, I be swatting at them and stuff. And sometimes I'll drown them with the water. I'll hit them with
Gardening ain't no joke. Okay.
Gardening takes a lot of work, a lot of thought. You really got to know, because you could put something out and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a bomb garden. And next thing you know, it's crud. And so it is very therapeutic for me. I like going out either early morning or whatever. But when you find out, because I'm telling you, today I looked when I had tomatoes, and that's when I pulled all my tomatoes out. I was like, never again. Because I was growing them and they grow wild. I didn't have one of those, those things that you're supposed to get them to grow straight up. But even still, they grow
lattices, or what do they call them?
Yeah, those metal, whatever. But tomatoes still will grow out of that. They grow like crazy. And the day that
I don't know if you saw my post when I was off of here on Instagram, but I said, if you got an overabundance of greens, I'll come pick up a bushel.
What did you say? The what?
I said, if you have an overabundance of greens, I'll come pick up a bushel too.
Dude. Oh yeah, you were off a few minutes ago. I was talking about how much stuff I have. Oh, are you stuck again? I think he's frozen again. So Brian's on assignment in Vegas right now, and he's having some technical difficulties. But yes, Brian, I always have way too many greens. I always have way too many green onions, and likely, I know he's stuck in almost that same look as our leader.
That's how I was yesterday. I really don't understand what the heck is going on.
But yes, any of the stuff that I grow, wait until in a couple of weeks, few weeks or whatever, a couple months, and I'll go back out there and show you progress on stuff. And you'll see how large my bell peppers are, because right now they're low and I don't have anything on them. But when those start growing up, I have to put the sticks down. I have to clamp the stems to it, something, because they get super heavy. But I will wind up one morning maybe going out and we'll do some picking. And I'll have bell peppers the size of my hand, right? That are yellow or red or orange or whatever. I've never done the banana peppers, but I'm super excited for those because I love pepperoncinis. And so these are sweet banana peppers that I put down, and it's going to be pretty amazing. And at that point, that's when I'll be like, y'all come get some stuff. I'll bag it for you or whatever, because this is March. Usually by May, June, I have so much stuff. I could probably have like a farmer's market at my house one weekend and be like, come and pick what you want. So it kind of looks a little scarce right now, but in a couple months, it's not. It's going to be full of everything. So yeah.
Did you Did you respond to Marcus's question about the animal?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I responded to that. And I talked about how the only thing is cats, where I have to put the forks up in the garden so that they don't come and track through it. Because this morning I found some cat poop, so I covered it with dirt, because obviously that's going to be fertilizer for the dirt, right? But but that means that a cat's been in my garden, and I need to put some forks in it. And then I talked about how I was going to do the chicken coop last year, build one and get 2 chickens, so I could even have my own eggs, right? And furnish eggs to my family and all of that. Because when you have home chickens, they lay green, blue, yellow, brown, beautiful eggs. And I was like, that would be cool to just have 2 chickens. And you don't have to have a rooster, by the way. I found that out in my research. Chickens are born with all the eggs they're ever going to produce in their home.
I've heard that before too.
You never need, because there's a feed store in San Dimas that I went over to and was talking to them, and I was like, and they have these different kinds, and I was like, okay. So I was going to build a whole chicken coop and get 2, because we can have up to 4 in San Dimas, that the city rules allow it. And I wasn't tripping about the none of that stuff, right? What made me not was chickens and their eggs attract snakes. And I said, because they'll get into a chicken coop and not bother the chicken itself, but they want the eggs. And they will have them in their throat and all this kind of stuff. I was like, no, because see, I'd have to go outside every day then with a gun. Because if I see a snake, I'm shooting it. I'm not going, somebody come get it. Oh, none of that. I'm going to just shoot it and I'm going to throw it in the garbage when it's dead. And so I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay. They were like, no, yeah, pretty much. If you have chickens, you're going to have a snake problem. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And sometimes,
are there snakes in that area anyway?
Yeah.
It would seem to be that there would have to be snakes normally in that area. I didn't know there were.
Well, we're in SoCal. Snakes could be anywhere. And I'm not right up against the base of the mountain, like if I was in Altadena or Laverne or right up Glendora, right up there. But Azusa, whatever, I don't doubt it that if they wanted, they could get, So my thing is, if I did do a chicken coop and I saw one, for sure I'm going to kill it. But then I'd be like, I have to get rid of my chickens in the chicken coop.
Yeah.
And so, because I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, it's God's creation, just have it picked up and relocated. Absolutely not. I'm killing it because it has no business in my yard. So that's one animal I'm not gonna play with. There's no snakes. I know some coyotes were in my backyard one night. My son, he was coming in through the side gate bringing in my cans. He came by and he saw them, and he said, Mom, you left the gate open, or somebody did. And I was like, oh, okay, why, what's up? He said, I went to come in, it was half open, and as I'm coming in, a coyote came running out, a big one. And I was like, oh, okay. But coyotes are everywhere, and they get everywhere they want to be. There was a mountain lion one day going down our street, and then bobcats. But those things, I'm used to, right? The only thing we had in Altadena growing up for me, as far as snakes, were garden snakes, right? But I don't want to see any of them. I don't care whether because people will tell you, oh, if it's a California king, let it hang out in your garden. That's a good snake to have because they get rid of the rats and this and that. California king ain't gonna know whether I'm good or bad and might try to strike and bite me regardless, right?
Right.
So if it's back there, I'm likely gonna shoot it and not have it in my yard. But yeah. So that's all we were talking about. And then Brian did come on and got stuck again. And then you came back. So if you wanted to do, are you ready for announcements or?
Yeah, I can. I'm just trying to make sure my dog don't mess with these cleaners real quick.
Oh, okay. Got it.
She's not going to hurt him, but she gets in the way. She just wants to be in the middle of everything.
Want to see what's going on, huh?
Sniff stuff, yeah.
Like, why are you at my house?
Sit down.
There was something. Is today the 17th? Oh my gosh. Heavenly sent me something. That was an invitation, I think, for us to go to. And I think that I forgot to send it to you and Brian. But Brian's couldn't go anyway.
Right.
Okay.
And I got practice. But send it anyway. We'll see. Afterwards, let's check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready for the slides. I'll go ahead and do those now, the announcements. And where are they? Take this banner off real quick. Sky. All right. Sky. Sorry.
Sky is like, I'm going to get in there and see what's what. That's his dog. And he had stepped away because he had some workers coming. And so now that they are there, Sky is like, hey, what you doing? I want to see. I want to be part of the action. So that's where he's at.
All right. Sorry, y'all. I had to secure her to my chair. So she can't
no worries.
All right. So let us see here. Let's do the little short version of the announcements today. So because of the hot weather, it's definitely they're going to be talking about records for this month as well as individual days. We're going to be 20 to 35 degrees above normal over the next few days. So there is going to be a cooling center at the Jackie Robinson Community Center, 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue. And this is going to be from yesterday through the 18th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I also want to remind folks that most of the libraries that are open are great places you can go if you need to escape the heat. The malls, the grocery stores, the other big box stores and stuff. Just want you to be aware it's going to be hot, and make sure that you take care of yourself, hydrate, and do all that kind of stuff. And if you need a place to cool off, these are just some ideas.
You know what? Just a comment on this, Jamal. I think that even though this fire happened and lots of people lost everything, were devastated, lives were lost, all of that, not only in LA County, but even the city of Pasadena right down the hill, things are so, I think people are working so much harder now to make sure that the community has what it needs. If there was a lack before, like people were, not doing exactly what they should have been on their job or whatever, we've heard a lot of that. We are seeing this stuff come out because not only the city, but the county wants to make sure people know and are aware and have their needs met. So I'm really happy to see that they've put this in place and they're saying to people, hey, we know it's going to be 100 by the end of this week. This is only March, so God knows what kind of summer we're going to have. But the cooling centers are here. Please come, especially if you're unhoused, if you're elderly, whatever, and make sure that you are okay. Because I'm sure not only will there be AC on, but there will be water and maybe, food or snacks or something. But at least they can go and get out of the heat and not be at risk of, heat stroke or anything that could happen because it's just too hot. So I'm super happy to see how much people are constantly coming together and trying to be proactive instead of later having, oh, well, people died and the cooling centers weren't up and ready or whatever, like, the fires happened and there was so much that fell through the cracks, right?
Great points, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that 14 months, 15 months later, almost 16 months later, that they're doing what they need to do to make sure that we're being more proactive. And I haven't heard anything yet from the county if they're going to have it like up at Loma Alta Park. But if I do, or I know if you see it, Jamal will announce that as well. But that's really good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything specifically for Loma Alta, but I'm sure that the county has many other facilities that are available. And I'd be surprised if Loma Alta Park was not available. During the day. And I'll double check on that specifically and try to put something on at least our stories and maybe on our Facebook group if indeed I do see that. But most importantly, just make sure that you take care of yourself, hydrate as much as you can, and keep in mind that there are certain locations, like Toni was saying, that the cities and the county want to make sure that people are aware of that so that they can be okay. Because this heat will get you. They say it's the number one weather-related cause of death is heat, and definitely don't keep kids or pets or anybody in a car without air conditioning with the windows closed for any amount of time if you don't have to.
Oh yeah, and with pets, I'm glad you said that. If you're walking your pets, make sure you do it early or in the evening when the sidewalk is not hot, because if it's 100 degrees outside, the sidewalk is a lot hotter. And if you don't have the shoes for your dogs, if you're out walking them, their paws can get burned. Yeah. And so be mindful of that too, right? Have the water for your pets, have ice or whatever. Don't leave them, like you said, in a hot car, and just be mindful that, that's part of your family, which everybody who has a dog or whatever loves, but think about them as well. Thanks for mentioning pets, Jamal.
Absolutely. So then we'll get back to some of our regular stuff, regularly scheduled programming. So Project Passion has the Freedom Shop for Eden Fire survivors. It is by appointment only, Mondays and Tuesdays from 9 to 4 p.m., as well as Saturdays now from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is at Harambe Ministries, which is at 1609 Navarro Avenue in Pasadena. And to book your appointment, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to the link calendly.com/Project Passion Inc. So all uppercase and all one word. Hotline. And then tonight is the town council meeting. It is from 7 to 9 p.m. It's monthly on the third Tuesday of each month. You're able to see this at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. You can also check out the live stream at youtube.com/at Pasadena Media TV. If you have some questions, you can actually go to altadenatowncouncil.org. or send an email to altadenaforevergroup@gmail.com. This is a way you can kind of stay aware of what's going on in for Altadena. And then the Eaton Health Village continues to have their free medical and health clinics that are at 1280 East Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. They're Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. As usual, they accept walk-ins but recommend appointments, and you can schedule the appointment live if you walk in, or you can call 951-595-7032 to schedule an appointment, as well as to ask questions. And then this week, tomorrow, for the Juicy Little Society's We Out Here Market, it's actually going to be her 1-year anniversary of Eden Fire Relief. It's a community appreciation celebration. And as usual, it's from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the world famous Fair Oaks Burgers parking lot at 2560 North Fair Oaks Avenue. Now, there's going to be fresh farm produce, raffles and appreciation gifts, full thrift pop-up season. The seasoning section has been restocked, and Fair Oaks Burger is actually going to be providing some free burgers to folks. So this is the normal We Out Here market, but it's a special edition of it because it's the 1-year anniversary from when she started to provide relief. So in Brian's honor, since he's not on, we out here. We out here. I said it too correct. So also tomorrow at the Collaboratory, which is at 540 West Woodbury Road, is the Hope Home Buyer Workshop. It's taking place from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can scan the QR code to sign up. It's put on by Neighborhood Housing Services. You can also go to their website at nhslacounty.org/calendar. And I saw this and thought I'd share. There's a panel called State of the Rebuild. It's a panel and breakout sessions discussing the state of LA's wildfires across Pacific Palisades, Altadena, and Malibu, with a focus on the public sphere. The panels are going to be with professional leading local initiatives and fundraisers to benefit community groups. It's taking place on Thursday, the 19th, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's going to be at the American Institute of Architects, LA, which is at 4450 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles. There's going to be a lot of different stuff going on. So a happy hour at 4, introductory remarks at 4:45, with public policy at 5, urban design at 6, and infrastructure conversation beginning at 7:15, along with case studies. So if it's something you're interested in, ironically, there's no links for numbers or for additional information. So I'll see if I can find something tomorrow to put on there. But this, I thought it was interesting if you want to get a little insight as to what's happening with the state of the rebuild. Okay, and then on Friday, there's going to be with Assemblyman Harabedian and the Assembly Banking and Finance Committee. They're inviting folks for the community members and fire survivors to attend the outcomes review hearings for AB 238. It's the Mortgage Forbearance Act, featuring survivor presentations, expert testimonies, and the option for public comment. It's going to be at the Westerbroek Recital Hall at PCC, which is at 1570 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. Again, Friday, beginning at 10 a.m. And you can scan the QR code in order to register and get additional information. A few more today. Let's see what we have next. So there's also tax relief for disaster victims, info session for wildlife victims. Excuse me. This is similar to one that happened, I believe, a week or two ago. So you're going to get information on Thursday, the 19th, from 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. About federal and state tax disaster rules, casualty loss deductions, tax-free disaster relief, and much more. This is going to be at the Altadena Community Center at 730 East Altadena Drive. It's presented by Deanna S. Newton, Esquire, LLM. And to register, please scan the QR code, or you can go to altadena.youcanbook.me. And then there's going to be the latest in the Black Family Wellness Expo happening on the 21st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Robinson Park Recreation Center at 1081 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena. For registration information, send an email to bfwellness91109@gmail.com. And there's going to be free health screenings, mental, physical health resources, workshops and resources, teens and housing support, music, yoga movement, as well as snacks. This one last year was well attended, so I would assume this one will be as well. I keep forgetting to get that link for the scheduling for this particular one. But happening on March 28th and 29th is the 5th annual Jazzy Jam Glam, which is a prom dress and suit giveaway. It's provided to all high school seniors in the surrounding areas where they can get vintage and new suits, as well as dress corner and everything else they need for the special event. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on each day. And again, I'll get a link for you or the method for you to set your appointment up. And then lastly, the Black Excellence in Art exhibit is still being shown at the Collaboratory, which is at 540 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. There will be a closing ceremony happening on the 28th of this month. It'll be from 6 to 8 p.m. with words from the artists. But between now and then, please definitely check out the exhibit to support the local artists. With that, I'm done here. I'll let you go, Scott.
She was whining, huh?
Yeah, because I put her under her leash under my chair so she couldn't get anywhere. She would try to go and just whining. Yeah. Now you're frozen. What's going? Or at least on my end. What's going
on? Am I? Hold on. Okay. Am I back?
Yeah. Probably on another screen. All right. Well, shoot. What? Still almost in an hour. So we got the walkthrough of Toni's garden. Got some nice tips on how to grow your veggies and have some complementary plants so that you don't have to use insecticides and stuff. Some natural remedies. Yeah,
that's important. Because you want to be able to really do garden to table, right? Go outside, cut it, wash it, real quick, and that's it. Not have to worry about what you put on it or whatever, and it still grows well. So
heck yeah. Well, hopefully Brian works out his technical difficulties and can join us for the full show tomorrow. Do we happen to have anyone coming on Thursday? Any guests?
We do. My mother's coming on.
Absolutely. We're excited to have her.
Yeah. I asked her would she come on just to talk about her whole experience up to this point, right? How even our show has helped, what information she got, but also, what it's been like for seniors, for people in their 80s. And then now they are rebuilding. And so what that looks like, right? So yeah, my dad might be kind of kicking it in the background. I don't know. But I did ask her, and she's going to come on Thursday morning. So I'll be excited to hear that. So if any of you are watching and want to ask questions or have any comments, please do. Because I think it's very important to hear from everyone in our community of all age ranges, whether they're professional or not. And we've only had a few on that have talked about their experience, not only with rebuilding, but the overall process, right? To even get to where you are. Because you remember, my parents were adamant they weren't rebuilding. And I was like, oh, you're rebuilding. And my father was like, yeah. And I was like, whatever, you're going back home, right? And so now they're at that place and all that. But it took them a year, and when I say they were adamant, I was like, where my sister and brother were like, we're not even fooling with it anymore. They're going to do what they want to do. And I was like, oh, they're rebuilding. And my siblings were like, you can't tell them. I said, oh, they're rebuilding. Like literally, I kept telling everybody they will be back home. Right. And so I want to hear from them, from someone, that's been in the community 58, 59 years, and what this whole thing was like, and how did they get to the place where they're okay now as far as we want to rebuild. Because my mom was like, I know you kept saying it, but we just weren't in that headspace. I said, I get it, but I was. That's why I was adamant y'all were rebuilding, And me, I'm out of their 3 children that are alive, I probably am like that thorn in the side. And that's okay. I know who I am, right?
Well, and especially for this type of scenario, it was probably beneficial, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So you want to definitely kind of keep sharing that opinion,
yeah.
and encouraging them. But it was just like what your mom said. They weren't in the right mindset at the time, which kind of goes to why you even brought the idea of the Builders Town Hall so early after the event. It was more, hey, look, I know you're in shock, a lot going on, but this is what's coming. And this is, want you to get prepared for this. Because at some point, unless you decide to go, you're going to have to be prepared and take these steps. So at least,
make some kind of decision.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, that was awesome.
It. That was really it. I didn't want people to wait forever. And especially knowing like there's 2 years of ALE. And some people ran out of it super fast because their people put them in hotels that were, and before last year they ran out. And so not my parents, but other people and people I know. And so it's like, it's so important to really get the information and move forward and not just stay stuck, because y'all ain't got a whole lot of years ahead of you. You have more behind you, And so I wanted to make sure that they got home, and everybody who wants to get home as much as we could. So that's why it was so important to be like, hey, let's get this out there. So yeah, I just want to kind of hear from, what this 14 months has been like, and how do they feel now that they know they've secured a builder and that the plans are in the works, and they know that they're going to break ground here in a couple months or whatever. So
I got to admit, I was kind of, on the quiet, really rooting that they would change their mind. And I was excited to hear that they did change their mind and we're going to rebuild. So I'm very happy to hear that.
Well, last time I talked to my dad about it. Well, not the last time, because I'm a persistent child, but my mom, line dances, and they had gone up to Manteca, California, and they were line dancing. So it was my turn to go hang out with my dad one day, right? On a Saturday or Sunday after church. And I was over there for a few hours, and I was asking him, I was like, so what if mom wants to change her mind and she wants to rebuild? And he looked at me, he said, because I was getting on his nerves, then we'll rebuild, damn it. And I said, hey, we're not doing that. I'm just saying. And he was like, then we'll rebuild, right? And so I said, okay, that's all you had to say. We're not going to be going off and snapping and stuff. And then he said, Why? You want to buy the lot or something? And I looked at him and I started laughing. I said, no, you're not selling me the lot. I had y'all put it in a trust like 6-7 years ago. So you're not selling it to any of us. We get it anyway, right? I said, but the thing is that it was about you and Mom buying this house in 1968. It was about your legacy that you always wanted to have. And so I want you to be able to be back in that and live your latter days at your home on that lot again, in your neighborhood where you go on your walks and things you're familiar with. Yes, it'll be all brand new, but it is, you know, what you need. And so finally, it happened, right? and they did. And so, yes, thank you, Jamal, for rooting, because I am that child. Now, I have to say this. When it comes to my sister and my brother, I understand why they had to kind of pull back, because that morning, my sister said, in her meditation and prayer time, the Lord told her, pack a bag, you're going to need to leave tonight. And then she called my mother and said the same thing, pack for you and Daddy, we're going to need to leave tonight is what I just got. And then she drove her car, they followed her, and both of them lost their places. So I get it, right? She told me a couple months ago, it's really just hitting me, right? This was probably like in the fall after 10 months, 11 months. She was like, it's just hitting me. I was like, all right, I got that. And then my brother, even more so for him, he was like, he really had to back off because, again, he works for CAL FIRE. He's a fire chief. And he was there that night. He was the last person in that house at 2:30. And when he was born in 68 at Queen of Angels Hospital in LA, because that's where we were born, he came home to that house. That's all he's ever known, right? And so for him, the place you came home from the hospital that we've always been, everything is gone. And he was the last person physically in that house until it burned. And so his trauma, his being able to cope with it, for them, it was something different. I was home in my bed asleep. I got the call that it was gone. And I immediately sat up and screamed and started crying. I was processing my grief from the minute it happened, right? Where they are having to do things a little different. And so, you know, yes. Oh, yes, I do remember Zeke the Sheik. Yes, I do. I absolutely
Sorry,
do.
that was a little late.
No, it's okay. Yeah. I'll never forget Tony's cooking. I can just imagine a meal with ingredients from. Oh, thanks for. Hey, and I will cook in a heartbeat. Anybody ever want me to cook for them? I love to cook. Tell me and I'll be like, what you want? And I will cook it and I will let you either come pick it up or I'll bring it to you because I love to cook and bake. And then, yes, having fresh stuff right out of the garden to my kitchen to cook and then on the table is amazing, and knowing I don't use pesticides. But yeah, I think that I'm super happy. Like I said, when we break ground, our show that day will be from my parents' house live. Nice. And I already am like, I'm hiring the taco man to come. I got Manny. Like we're gonna have a party.
All up already.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be there. We're gonna all have a party for real, for real. I don't care if 100 people show up. I'm gonna be like, this the address. We breaking ground. Come on, because I'm so excited for my parents. Right. And I told their builder. She said, "Sis, you are hilarious." I was like, "No, I have done everything that I've been doing from day one for my parents." And it morphed into this thing of for the whole community, because obviously my parents are the community and we want it for the whole community.
And we drug you into this too.
But it was all good because I was just doing it on Facebook or whatever anyway. And so
everything, most of your info anyhow.
Yeah. And so I'm so incredibly thrilled that my parents now are rebuilding and we'll be going back home probably by Christmas. I told my mom, I said, if it's by Thanksgiving, we're having Thanksgiving there, because literally the last Thanksgiving we all had as a family was Thanksgiving 25 in that house. And 5 weeks later it was gone. So I said, I will cook everything. I don't care, whatever. But I think if their house is, they're back at home, then we need to have it there. And so, yeah, I'm super excited and thrilled and just like gonna have a party on groundbreaking day. Maybe not on the day that they get their keys, because they may not want everybody, but the day we like break ground, I'm inviting everybody who wants to come. Right. I'm hiring a taco man. We're going to be out there filming it, and we're going to have a party on Wapello on that day. So anybody
they get their keys, it's going to be like, everybody forget our address. Don't remember it anymore. We
Right.
want our home back to ourselves.
Yeah, that'll be my parents be like, Tony did that, but once we're done, do not show up at our house. I'll be like, you better not, because I'm gonna be there stationed with some guns now. Because look, part of it was my mom was saying she didn't want to be the only one in her block home, right? Because they are elderly. And I was like, oh, that ain't a problem, because I would come post it. And she was like, we don't need you and all your guns to come to our house. I was like, I will. My son was like, oh, I park in the driveway overnight. Oh, yeah. Like, I dare somebody. And I was like, and I'll park out front. And y'all know I'm gonna have a few of them on me. And my mother was just like, you are security of the world. I was like, no, I'm not. But if it come to my parents and tell you, but the beautiful thing is, to the west of them, they've already started. They got their permit and they've started breaking ground. And to the right of them, she got her permit a couple weeks ago. So by the time my parents' permit gets out and fully ready, they will already maybe be in framing or whatever. And so for sure, 3 of them side by side will be back home. Sweet. And my parents will feel much better and safer and all that. But I was like, trust, I will still come and spend the night in the driveway if I need to, or in front of the house, and have no problem protecting my parents, right? So yeah,
by any means necessary.
By any means, right, to protect them. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in today. We'll have what are we, Wellness Wednesday tomorrow?
Yeah. We'll come up with a little something to talk about wellness. It'll probably deal with the weather too. I know we talked about it today, but we'll probably bring it back up. Talk about the difference between heat stroke and what's the other one? Heat or dehydration.
That makes sense. Yeah, because this is going to be an extreme weather week, so we could do that and that wellness, and then Thursday my mom will be here, and Friday will, whatever it is. So yeah,
that's right.
All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll chat with Brian. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Seems like every time he's on location up there, he has some issues, but he'll figure it out, or we'll do whatever.
No doubt.
Everybody stay hydrated and cool as you can today. Take care.
Peace out, everybody.
Thanks, Mom.